All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah. To Queen Ahmadiyyah TV. I almost forgot what channel. To Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, more than meets the third eye. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So make sure as you're coming in, you get those likes up. You know that they have me shadow banned. Okay. And so let's get ready to get it started. Hey, Reggie, LL's in the house. Support the arts is here. Mr. Hotel. All right, Alice, I see you, beloved. Aeon is in the house. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Miss Hotel says, shout out to, to Dr. A. Shakur. Okay, so let's get ready to get this started. You all know what time it is. You all know what time it is. Hey, Emperor Rex, it is Trivia Fridays. All right. Okay, hey, Kajima. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and get it started. Also, let me say this before I forget. For those of you who are members of the who have the higher frequency membership, I know that I told you, I think last Friday or sometime last week, that I'm going to be doing your master class this Sunday. Well, change of plans, beloved. I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. Okay, the master class for higher frequency members is going to be tomorrow at about 12:30. Okay, I'll send you the links. I'll send you the links via your emails. And so please make sure that you're ready. Hey, Divine Order, Kenyatta, Abolia. Make sure that you're ready. Hey, Claudette. Make sure that you're ready. Okay. The master class is tomorrow at 12:30. All right. So, Mr. Hotel talking about, yes, I can't wait. Okay. And also, just for you to know, the new ebooks will be out on, I don't want to tell a lie. Let me see here. The new ebooks will be out on Monday. Okay. Because I'll finish it tonight. Finish the new ebook tonight. Okay. LL said, what? The masterclass. Yes, beloved. For those who have memberships, they get different perks. And those who have the higher frequency membership, which is the highest membership that you can purchase, they get free master classes every month. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get ready to get started. Mr. Hotel said, all these treats Queen has for us. Okay, so I have a PowerPoint for you all. I'm going to share my screen so we can get into it. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be talking about nature's own internet. Okay, the Earth's natural internet, also known as the Woodwide Web, like the World Wide Web. Please pay attention. Okay, and so you may see these psychedelics behind me. Yeah, it has something to do with psychedelics. All right, so and let me just say this. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not here to give you medical advice. Okay, I'm a doctor of public administration. Pay attention. And you know, I'm not encouraging you or discouraging you to take psychedelics. I'm just giving you scientific research and scholarly information on these things. Please pay attention. Support the arts said interesting. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so now let's get started. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this PowerPoint and we can go ahead and get it all started. We're talking about mycelium. Okay, that's the Earth's natural internet. And so let's get into it. Now, if in the event that I have trouble with my PowerPoint crashing, as has happened in the past a couple of times, then I'll go to the email and pull it up from there, okay? And so here we go. Likes up. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Moderators, please do me a favor and put the link to the memberships in the chat in case anyone wants to purchase a membership. And also put the email for the trivia, the root of all evil 227. Please put that in the chat as well. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get it started. Mycelium, the Earth's natural internet and the Wood Wide Web. So let me put on my spectacles. And I'm going to enlarge this just a tad. Okay, walking through the forest, it's easiest to pay attention to what's happening at eye level and above. like the birds, the sunlight, the wind, branches. There's a lot to observe, right? And I'm always telling you all to hug trees, to take off your shoes and socks and walk through the grass and ground yourself. Okay, pay attention to the birds singing. Get in tune with nature. Get in tune with nature. But next time you're exploring a forest or a park, consider what lies beneath the soil. Leaves and moss that carpet the ground. Underneath the forest floor, intertwined with the roots of the trees, is a fascinating microscopic network of fungus. Now, fungal colonies share resources in the form of nutrient transport through the cells and exchange information about their environment, like the human brain. Okay, so like the human brain, these networks importantly become more than the sum of their parts. Now, fungi is able to link a whole group of trees through their root systems, creating a wood-wide web called the Mycorrhizal network. Using this network, trees are able to pass nutrients, chemical, and electrical signals to each other, raising the alarm when being attacked. Okay, does this sound familiar, like your electromagnetic energy that we can communicate with? Raising the alarm when being attacked. This is like your electromagnetic energy. So like when you're, say, for example, you're somewhere in a crowd and have you ever felt like someone is watching you, like someone's staring at you? You can just feel it, right? You don't even have to have eyes in the back of your head. You can just feel it. And you turn around and someone's looking right at you. Basically the same thing, or very similar. Now, how do mushrooms communicate with trees? Well, underground networking, the amazing connections beneath your feet, okay? German forester Peter Wallenben dubbed this network the Woodwide Web. I believe I left a word out right here. Hold on, let me just correct this real quick. Now, German forester Peter Wallenben dubbed this network the Woodwide Web, as it is through the mycelium that trees communicate. Mushrooms are the fruit of the mycorrhizal network fungus and connect trees through tiny threads called mycelium. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Don't forget to like and share. Now, mycelium grows one cell at a time, but they keep branching in all directions. And the mycelial network has more connections than our brain's neural pathways. The network actually works much like our brains. And this is why the mycelium network is also called the Earth's brain. Okay, the Earth's brain. And that's why, because it's similar to our brains. And if you look right here, this is a picture of the mycelium network. And right here, these are the neurons of a human brain. And you see how similar they look. And they not only look similar, but they work in a similar function. Okay, the network actually works much like our brains by using electrical impulses and electrolytes. Now, the mycelium network is called the Earth's brain. Does mycelium have intelligence? Fungal mycelia show decision-making and alter their developmental patterns in response to interconnections with other organisms. Mycelia may even be capable of spatial recognition and learned, coupled with a facility of short-term memory. Mushrooms allow different trees to communicate through their roots. So yes, the answer is yes, they do have intelligence. Now, the Wood Wide Web. When most of us think of fungus, we imagine mushrooms sprouting out of the ground. Those mushrooms are, in fact, the fruit of the fungus, while the majority of fungal organisms live in the soil, interwoven with tree roots as a vast network of mycelium. And there you can see these roots and the entire mycelium network. Okay? Just like an internet connection. Please pay attention. Now, mycelium are incredibly tiny threads of greater fungal organism that wrap around or bore into tree roots. Taken together, mycelium composes what's called a mycorrhizal network, which connects individual plants together to transfer water, nitrogen, carbon, and other minerals. German forester, well, we already talked about him, but he basically said this is how the trees communicate. You see, trees communicate through their roots. Now, in healthy forests, each tree is connected to others via this network, enabling trees to share water and nutrients. For sampling growing in particularly shady areas, there is not enough sunlight reaching their leaves to perform adequate photosynthesis. For survival, the sapling relies on nutrients and sugar from older, taller trees sent through the mycorrhizal. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word correctly, but you get where I'm going. Now, a study on Douglas fir trees at England's University of Reading indicates that trees recognize the root tips of their relatives and favor them when sending carbon and nutrients through the fungal network. Now, I find that all very interesting. So the research shows that or indicates that trees recognize the root tips of their relatives and favor them when sending carbon and nutrients through the fungal network. Isn't that what people tend to do? Don't we tend to favor those related to us more so than others, or those close to us more so than others? Please pay attention. Now, ecologist Suzanne Simard hypothesizes that the fungus linking the trees is motivated by the need to secure its own source of carbon. The mycorrhizal network plays a distribution role to keep the mycelium connected trees alive and healthy, and the fungi's supply of carbon consistent. Now, as a sort of payment for their services, the mycorrhizal network retains about 30% of the sugar that the connected trees generate through photosynthesis. The sugar fuels the fungi. Now, which in turn collects phosphorus and other mineral nutrients into the mycelium, which are then transferred to and used by trees. A linchpin in the tree fungi networks are hub trees, also referred to as mother trees. You see, these are the older, more seasoned trees in the forest. Typically, they have the most fungal connections. Their roots are established in deeper soil and can reach deeper sources of water to pass on to younger saplings. I'm sorry, doesn't this sound so familiar? This is just like the elders amongst us in our communities. The elders have they're much more seasoned, they have much more information and connections, and then they pass things down to the younger generations. I'm sorry, but it's absolutely very similar. Please pay attention. Now, through the mycorrhizal network, these hub trees detect the ill health of their neighbors from distress signals and send them needed nutrients. Now, hold on for 1 second, because this is really irking my nerves. Because I'm not sure if I'm saying this word correctly. So let me just go to Google pronounce real quick.
For them to live. So the mycorrhizal population goes completely out of control.
Mycorrhizal. That's the word. Mycorrhizal. Okay, I knew that didn't sound right. Okay, so now with that all being said, through the mycorrhizal network, these hub trees detect the ill health of their neighbors from distress signals and send them needed nutrients. Now, cosmic structure of the universe, neurons of the brain, and mycelium. So let's talk about it. You see this picture right here? I want you all to pay attention. This right here, this lavender looking picture, right, with the yellow in it. This is the cosmic structure of the universe. This is how it looks. And then this in the blue with the pink spots are the neurons of the brain. And then over here in the green, this is the mycelium network. Now look at how similar all of these look. So there is a wealth of clinical evidence showing that a psilocybin significant effectiveness, or psilocybin's significant effectiveness in treating depression, with early studies showing that psilocybin relieves symptoms for up to a month. Now, hold on, let me stop right there, because I think I left out a slide. So let me just tell you where this is going. The thing is, they're talking about mycelium and psilocybin. These are what psychedelics belong to. Okay, like psychedelic mushrooms. Some people call them magic mushrooms. They belong to these groups. Okay, these networks. With that all being said, some people take these to get a what's the word I want to use? I have to be careful because I'm on ScrewTube. You know, some people take these for the same reason some people take marijuana. Okay, you know what I'm saying? To be on cloud nine, shall I say. That's why some people take psychedelics, but that's not what they're really for. They're actually to raise your levels of consciousness, and they have been scientifically proven. Okay, psilocybins have been shown in studies to show that they help to relieve depression. All right. Remember, Jada Pinkett said she was taking the psychedelics. She said her son Jaden introduced her to them, but he said she introduced the family to them. But nevertheless, she said that she started taking them when she was in a dark place and she was thinking about doing things to herself, like driving off of a cliff. Okay, you all remember that? So they go on to say that significant effectiveness in treating depression, with early studies showing that psilocybin relieved symptoms for up to a month. But in an astonishing new study published earlier this year, researchers showed that the antidepressant effects of psilocybin treatment may last for at least a year in some patients. Now, Dr. Roland Griffiths, founding director of Johns Hopkins Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research, recently said that psilocybin not only produces significant and immediate effects, it also has a long duration, which suggests that it may be a uniquely useful new treatment for depression. Compared to standard antidepressants, which must be taken for long stretches of time, psilocybin has the potential to enduringly relieve the symptoms of depression with one or two treatments. So people don't have to be taking these antidepressants for long periods of time. Now, I'm sure the pharmaceutical companies don't want to hear all that, but this is what research has shown. People who use psychedelic, let me just take that word out. People who use psychedelic plants have described the experience as feeling as though they have reached a higher state of consciousness. And now a brain scan study backs them up. So people raise their levels of consciousness, okay, when taking these psilocybins, these psychedelic plants that belong to these networks, okay? I want you all to pay attention. Now, people in the study who use psychedelic plants showed patterns of neural activity that were higher by some measures compared with normal waking consciousness, according to researchers in England. So previously, researchers knew that normal waking consciousness is a higher state of consciousness when compared with drowsiness and sleep, being under anesthesia, or having certain brain injuries or diseases. Evidence of this came from studies in which scientists quantified the state of consciousness by measuring the certain types of activity of neurons. Now, in the new study, researchers looked at some of those same measures of brain activity and people who had taken psilocybin and found that this brain activity increased compared with the normal waking state. And there's the source where I got this information from, because I like to cite my sources. I'm not making this up, and this is my own work. This is what came from, peer-reviewed research. Okay. I like to give credit where it's due. Now, mushrooms create an organic internet with other organisms for communication, water location, nutrient exchange, and mutual defense. Inspired by organic interdependence, humanity can think holistically, and our response to global crises can be seen as a spiritual challenge. Recent research offers the promise that psychedelic plants may reopen the brain to help it recover from trauma. This is another thing they have recently said. It was published in Nature, okay? This is a journal. It reflects a renaissance of using and researching psychedelics to treat a range of mental health conditions, okay? Now, this is what the scientists and the researchers said. But also, here's the thing. They always want to give us prescriptions and things like that, when a lot of the time the things that people use to benefit themselves, to help themselves, are made by the Most High. They're found in nature. Okay? They're found in nature, not made by man. But, we've gotten so caught up with always running to the doctor and getting all these different prescriptions to treat every little thing that we've gotten away from holistic health and things that naturally occur. And in the Bible, it says the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Okay, so please pay attention. But also, I want you to pay attention to this also, because not only do the trees communicate through their roots, you see, we can communicate through our hair, because it's our spiritual antennas. How many times have I told you that our hair, not everyone's hair, but ours specifically, people that have neuromelanin, eumelanin, right? We are able to communicate we can get in tune with nature, the universe. We have a divine connection to the divine source, which is the Most High, through our hair. It is our spiritual antennas. Now, it gives us brain power, which is why the Bible says that Samson got his strength from his hair, because it does give us strength. It gives us mental strength. Not like the type of strength that, they speak about in the allegorical story of Samson, like we can go pick up stuff that's so heavy. No, it's mental strength. All right. And what does mental strength help us with? Well, it helps us with our mental health. It helps us to be strong mentally. All right. And then look at these depictions here. As you see these tree roots, they look like my locks. They look like this man's locks. All right. Then you see this woman's afro, looks like the trees. And then you even see here some artwork where people painted faces of people who look like me and had used the trees as their hair. Okay. Reggie said, helps me with fortitude and clarity. Absolutely. Miss Hotel said he loves those pictures. I do too. All right, so I hope you all liked that. And so I'm just saying that for anyone that uses psychedelic plants, just know that they're not necessarily to get you on cloud nine, unless you're talking about raising your level of consciousness to higher heights. Okay? Please pay attention. That's what they're for. All right? And they also can help to rid you of trauma and depression. Okay? Reggie says, I have male pattern baldness. Now, Reggie, if you have male pattern baldness, beloved, what you can do is you can use rosemary. You can use rosemary, beloved. You can use rosemary oil. Okay? Because a 2015, let me just give you the source, a 2015 study found that rosemary oil may be a useful treatment for alopecia. Now, the participants of the study showed a significant increase in hair count after 6 months of using rosemary oil. The overall results of the study provided evidence that rosemary oil may be effective for certain hair growth. And you don't have alopecia, you have male pattern baldness, so you say. And so that, please tell me I'm losing it daily. Well, beloved, just get you some rosemary oil and start to use that on your hair. Okay, I think I'm going to start making that again because I was making different oils before. I think I'm going to start back making these oils and putting them on my website. Okay, look at Ladybug popping in here a day late and a dollar short. Ladybug, please sit down somewhere. Kenyatta said, I appreciate Reggie's openness. Peace to you. Absolutely. We're all here to strengthen one another. Don't feel bad about anything that you want to make better about yourself. Kenyatta said, the rosemary got you, Reggie. Queen is speaking facts. Well, thank you, beloved. Okay, so Myth King Dean said, Mary, my mother's name. Okay. I have a big bottle of rosemary oil, so I'll just massage it in the spot, said Reggie. Yes, exactly. All right. That's all you have to do. Just keep using, but you have to be consistent. Okay, you have to be consistent. Support the arts, said we all can improve in something. Absolutely, beloved. I love it. That's why I always say that there's always room for improvement. Okay, no matter how good we get, there's always room for improvement. LL said, I love this channel. Thank you, beloved. All right, so Reggie said, I would buy your hair products. Thank you, beloved. I'm going to have to get back to doing it because, you know, a friend of mine has been asking me to make my whipped body butter because they were having an issue with eczema. And they said that that absolutely helped it. Okay, several people have told me this. So I have to get back to that stuff, but I just, you know, be so busy. Kenyatta said, I sure would purchase too. Thank you, beloved. Okay, Nessie X said, facts, queen. Okay, so I'll get back to that stuff. You know, I'm going to have to make time. I have a lot of things going on. All right. Now, with that all being said, let's get into the trivia of it all. Let's get into the trivia of it all. So here's the thing. Now, I have 5 questions. Let me see. I have 5 questions and 1 bonus question. Now, the thing of it is, for my members, I have 2 questions that are, you will only be able to answer it if you were in the members only live. But the rest of them, everyone should know these answers, okay? The members and everybody else. So let's get into it. Terry Hinn said, me too, I would buy some, queen. Thank you, beloved. LL said, I want to be in the master class. Well, here's the thing, LL. The people that are in the membership that's $49.99 per month, they get the free master class. But what I did discuss with some of those members is that maybe I'll start selling the links to the master class for those who want to purchase them. Maybe I'll start doing that. We'll see. I have to think about it. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's get into the trivia of it all. Let me get my little stopwatch. Answers to be sent to the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com. Aeon just put it in the chat. Please, no answers in the chat, neither before, during, or after I've said the answer to the questions. Okay? No answers in the chat. Thank you kindly. And I know it probably doesn't seem fair that the members get their own questions and they also can answer the questions that are for everybody. But hey, that's what happens when you're a member. The members get perks. Sometimes they get favoritism. Please pay attention. That's just how it goes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get this started. Here's the first question. Now, this question is for the members, but if anyone else that's not a member knows it, well, feel free to send in your answers as well. Okay? Even if you want to guess or whatever. Let me pull up my email. Okay, here we go. here we go. First question. Now, in a members only live that I did this week, hold on. I got to see how I want to word this. I don't want to give y'all the answer. Okay, so in the members only live that I did this week, in Sanskrit, I mentioned something called Nimbu Phala. What did I say Nimbu Phala means, and why is this particular thing called that? It's a two-part question. I said that something was called in Sanskrit Nimbu Phala, but why is it called that in Sanskrit? 30 seconds. Nimbu Phala, y'all remember? You have 15 seconds left. Okay. I don't see anything. Time is up. Time is up. I don't see anybody said anything. Let me write down Emperor Rex's name because Emperor Rex sent me an email demanding, Emperor Rex is demanding his consultation that I owe him for the win. I got you, Emperor Rex. Okay, nobody got it. Nobody got it. Thank you, support the arts for your contribution, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Okay, well, Nimbu Phala, I don't know how y'all missed this. Now, when I did this live, I literally had a big bouquet of lemons for the background because that's what we were talking about is lemons. We were talking about the spiritual practices, how lemons are used in spiritual practices. But nonetheless, it's lemons. And why do they call it Nimbu Phala in Sanskrit? Because it is a sacred fruit. Members, y'all are letting me down. Y'all are letting me down, honey. All right, so here's the next question. Lemons have been used for ages in what type of medicine? I told you all this. I don't care if you misspell it, but lemons have been used for ages in what type of medicine? 30 seconds. Kenyatta talk about she should have followed her first spine. Yep, I told you all to follow your first spines. I've told you all that numerous of times. Princess Loves Hotel said alchemy. No, that's not the answer, beloved. And stop putting answers in the chats. Okay, y'all have like 7 seconds left. Mr. Hotel said make it all make sense. Time is up. Let me see what y'all got here. Y'all still wrong. Y'all are still wrong. No. The answer is, and I went in depth in my explanation when I was telling you all this, it is used in Ayurvedic medicine, which is a holistic medicine, okay, the holistic treatment, Ayurvedic. And it comes from India, mainly New Delhi, which is the capital. I told you all of this. Members, please sit down somewhere. Look at Aeon talking about, I know I'm wrong. Yes, you were. Reggie said, yes, you did. See? All right. Aeon said, can't even spell that. It's Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic or Ayurvedic. Okay, Ayurvedic medicine. Okay, so now let's move it right along to the third question. This one is something everybody could know. So when I did a live broadcast earlier this week, I talked about fluoride. Now here's the question, and this has 2 parts. And the question about fluoride is this. When was it added added to the water supply and why? When was fluoride added to the water supply and why? 30 seconds. Now, y'all should know this is all so easy. It's all so easy. I know you all know this. Reggie said you threw him with the Sanskrit. All right, 5 seconds. Time is up. So nobody got anything? This is all so sad, including the fairies. So let me just tell you all the answer. This is all bad, okay? So they added it to the water supply right after World War II. Sometime around World War II. And they did so to improve dental health. Remember, I told you all a whole story about it. Now, I actually we're telling you all these stories on purpose so that would sink into your mind so you'd remember. That's why I talked about New Delhi, specifically the place in India where you get the Ayurvedic medicine, which the lemons have been using for ages. And when I talked about the fluoride, I told you all a story about when I got my teeth cleaned, how the lady kept trying to pressure me to get a fluoride treatment. And I said, no. And she kept saying, oh, but you need it. I said, no, I don't want the fluoride treatment, ma'am. But you should really. I said, ma'am, what part of no don't you understand? The N or the O? Y'all don't remember that? So sometime around World War II and to improve dental health. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along to the fourth question. Now, this is so easy. If y'all miss this, if nobody gets this, Terry Hinn said, I remember that, Queen. Yes. Miss Hotel said yes about the treatment. Okay. So Reggie said, that's right. I remember that. Of course, you all remember when I start telling y'all the answers. Princess loves hotels. Stop putting answers in the chat. Talk about to make us docile. No, that's not the answer. And stop putting answers in the chat, or the moderators are going to put you in timeout. Okay, I can already see, as Aeon said, somebody's hard-headed. Aeon's going to put you in timeout. Reggie said, I'm laughing because I remember, but I can't recall. Okay, now here is the fourth question. What illness did I say can be caused by fluoride? 30 seconds. What illness did I say that can be caused by fluoride? Build up of fluoride in the body. I also told you that if you have specks on your teeth and fingernails as a kid, which some of us did, that was because you had too much fluoride built up in the body. But what illness can it actually cause? 10 seconds left. Reggie said that's what notes are for. Time is up. Now I know somebody got this. You all are something else. And Mr. Hotel talk about fraud today. Mr. Hotel, I'm about to block you. I'm just going to go ahead and block you. Okay, the answer is, nobody got it. The answer is Alzheimer's. I told you all, Alzheimer's. Let me ask you all one more question about fluoride. And I wasn't even going to ask this. This is another bonus question. I'm just going to go ahead and ask it because I literally have 2 more questions left. I have the 5th question and then I have a bonus question. But this is another bonus question I'm going to throw in while I'm thinking about it. So I also told you all, when I talked about fluoride, I also told you all that fluoride is used in 2 different things that are dangerous. And I didn't tell you they were dangerous, but we know that they are. So what are the 2 things that I said fluoride is used? And in one of these things, I said fluoride is actually the main ingredient in it. What I said was 30 seconds. Miss Hotel said this is all crazy. What are those 2 things that I said fluoride was used in? And it's the main ingredient in one of those things, just so you know. And neither one of these things is good. Pay attention. Saturday said he only remembers one. Time's up. Okay, let me see here. Reggie is correct. Reggie said rat poison. That's right. Fluoride is the main ingredient in rat poison, and they also put it in atomic bombs, nuclear bombs. Now, how did you all forget that? How did you all possibly forget that? Reggie said that was easy. Let me just send Reggie a book because y'all all need to sit down somewhere. I'm going to send Reggie a book even though he only got one part of the answer correct. But nevertheless, that's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and send. I'm going to go ahead. Mr. Hotel said rat poison and Bussy Reek's root deodorant. I absolutely cannot. This is all crazy. Let me send Reggie his book because y'all are something else. Not the root deodorant. Absolutely nefarious. All right, Reggie, your Royal Vegan Sweets cookbook is on the way. And this is a nice cookbook, by the way, for those of you who missed it. Okay? This is a nice cookbook. It's like 50 pages long. All right, Reggie, congratulations, beloved. I can't complain anymore about my emails not getting through, said Reggie. That's right. Don't even try it. Okay, now, here is another question. That was the 5th question there, but here's the 6th question. So when I talked to you all, I uploaded a replay for you all about pine cone magic, okay? And you know how pine cones have been used for centuries, right? In spiritual practices and different things. So now in talking about this, there was an Aztec goddess by the name of Chikamoto. Okay, Chikamoto is sometimes depicted with an offering of what? Now this Aztec goddess, Chikamoto, is depicted with an offering of what? 2 things. It's sometimes depicted with an offering of what? It has something in each hand. All right? Something in each hand. And what does it have in its hand? 30 seconds. Y'all have 15 seconds left. 3 seconds. Time is up. Okay, so with that all being said, nobody got it. Nobody got it. Aeon got one of the answers, which is pine cones. So it's often depicted with a pine cone in one hand and an evergreen, which pine cones come from evergreens. Okay, so a pine cone in one hand and evergreen in the other hand. Okay, so nobody got that one. Now here is the last question, and this is a bonus question. Now this one should be easy, all right? So in that same video, I showed images of Assyrian carvings. Okay, some carvings on an Assyrian palace, right? Or castle. And in these depictions, there was a deity with an eagle face, and there was another image of a man. Now, both of these depictions were carrying a basket. Okay? Now, what were they doing? They were putting pine cones in the baskets. In each depiction, they were putting pine cones in the basket. But what did that represent? What did that represent? 30 seconds. 30 seconds. This is the bonus. That's right. Ten seconds, beloveds. Time is up. So nobody got it. It represented the harvesting of the pineal glands. You know, just like they supposedly do right now in 2023, when they're taking adrenochrome. When they're collecting adrenochrome. We've heard about it. I've talked to you about it before. But harvesting pineal glands, that's what that represents. When you see those images and they're taking the pine cones off of one of them, the Assyrian deity, which is a demon, by the way. Okay, that was a demon. And the demon was harvesting pineal glands. Why would the demon want them? Well, because the pineal gland comes from God. It's called the eye of God. Okay, that helps us to raise our levels of consciousness. So the demon was harvesting those, and demons still harvest those to this day. Only these demons are cloaked in human flesh, walking around. Remember, I told you all when I saw Hillary Clinton's emails that were leaked, and they were talking in code about adrenochrome. They were calling it walnut sauce. Y'all remember that on the other channel? Okay. That's right. Kenyatta said sounds like today. Exactly. And so no one got that answer. All right. Well, I gave you all chance after chance. Oh, hold on. Ahmadiyyah did say pineal glands, but it was actually harvesting. So that's good enough. Ahmadiyyah did send in pineal gland. Now, Hundi, I'm pretty sure that you already have this ebook because you won multiple times. Terry Hinn said, Lord, rebuke me from demons. Beloved, I hope that the Lord does, but there's some demons in the chat with you right now as I speak. Please pay attention. And you can tell who they are by their nefarious comments, okay? Hundi said, I'm driving, Queen. That's okay, beloved. All right, I got you. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. All right. Listen, I hope you all enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state. Do something good today. Do something fun, okay? Raise your vibrations, all right? Go walk on some grass bare feet. You know something? I want you all to pay attention to something. Have you all noticed an uptick in people saying things like, you know, when they get into it with somebody, they say things like, if somebody's being rude or nasty, whatever, they say, oh, Ahmadiyyah said you need your spiritual consult. Okay, let me write Ahmadiyyah down because Ahmadiyyah and Emperor Rex are not going to let me out of it. All right, so I'm going to get to you, beloved. Now, listen. Have you all noticed that people are now saying things like when they get into it with somebody, they'll say, oh, you need to go touch some grass. Go touch some grass, honey. Have y'all noticed that? Reggie said, thanks, Queen. I'm going to enjoy my cookbook. You're welcome, beloved. Okay. Support the Art said, this was great. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome, beloved. Okay. So have you all noticed that? They'll tell people to go touch some grass. I find it also interesting. Okay. So with that all being said, everyone enjoy your weekend. I mean, your strong end, not your weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. And also do something productive and constructive, but never destructive, beloveds. All right. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day as well. Kenyatta said, I used to hear that growing up a lot. Now, also, don't forget to meditate your positive affirmations. You should be manifesting and practicing your visualization. All of these things are to help you along in your spiritual journey. Okay? Don't forget what I told you about the lemons. All right, members, you can go back and revisit that video, but don't forget what I told you about the lemons. And Hundia, I need to talk to you anyway because I want to find out how my work or my information that I gave you about the roots, how that situation is going for you. All right. Timber Dan said, I'll turn the weekend into a strong end. Absolutely, beloved. Okay. Princess said she's going to smoke her grass. All right, honey. You do what you got to do. Queen, I'm doing mutual aid tomorrow, says Terry Hinton. Okay, beloved. Miss Hotel said the lemons broadcast was beyond excellent. Thank you. Yes. Kenyatta says, yes, I re-upped on my lemons so quick the other day. Yep. Thank you, Queen. You're welcome. You're welcome, beloved. So I'm glad that you all are enjoying this. I'm getting some lemons tonight and stuff for my first recipe out of your book. Okay, great. All right, Hundy, I got you. Okay, so everyone enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.